Hello and welcome to Geekatplay Studio Tutorials. In this tutorials, we overview the curves ops, which is combined curves and a normal curves in one tutorial. These is options is actually we can just preview very fast. Majority of them will become more clear when you start using and practice. So we did use it curves before to control maybe distribution pattern or any other options. And you notice the curves they supply with kind of blue color, so it's color distinguished. If our map input is green, our controls is gray, then our the curves there will have a blue color on input and output. The one thing you will notice right here on the combined curves, they will expect another curves as a source input. So this is what make a little bit different between our ops curves and our normal curves. Normal curves will produce an output curve, and in many cases they will produce by itself without expecting any source input, but they will control it by, for example, map input and control input. So we can take it and, like in this case, in an invert, we have a normal control, and let's take it and invert this curve to opposite. So let's look very fast on our curve. So we have an amplitude where we can take our source and amplify, magnify, or decrease amplitude of our curve. You can do this in some other curves inside, but sometimes you maybe want preserve your original and just maybe make magnification maybe in a color. If you want exaggerated, take a green color image. Again, this is just one of the example. Okay, and we actually have it right here one. So we have it this. We go on channels. We'll take extract RGB as example. Okay, and we'll take this. Go on one color. So we'll take another color as well. We'll take this for the green, and we'll take this one for the blue. Okay, and you notice right here we control one. Okay, well, let's remove this one. So and we control so in this case I can have a different colors the same curve coming, except in amplitude I can preserve my original and go in amplitude and modify in this case. So it just give you kind of examples what they expect. So let's go next. We have it also blend when we can have it our source, okay, and blend those together by the percentage we specified or actually supplied by mapped input. We have it fade when is one source will fade to another one, so one curve will merge kind of with another one with a percent that we specify. Okay, on this one we have a frequency. Again, we expect the source for this, and we can specify frequency by mapped input, and to control it on maximum and minimum of our inputs. Okay, we have it invert that we prefer math functions where we can specify just basic multiplication, minus, plus, or deviation for our simple math between two curves. Maximum of the curves, minimum of the curves, we can shift the phase or apply it on this different on input. Again, this is all we can do inside the curves, but this is modification on existing curves, which is actually very useful. We can remap our amplitude. We can repeat it as many amplitude we wanted. Reverse. We can switch between different sources. It's very similar what we have at switch before, where we can preset different curves and allow the user just go and switch between those curves, so we can have a different type parentheses using, and we kind of will use when we create a little bit more interesting complex filter on this. Okay, and we of course we have a transition where we can have it two input curve and using third curve to just specify transitions between these two sources curves. So it's more vector-based operation. Think about these curves as a vectors, and these operations are vector-based operations. We also, next one is have just simple curves, which is produce curves. If curves opposites operations on a curve, this is will produce curves, and we have it our basic curve with a base that we can specify. We can also specify start and end point for our curve, and also we can specify our ending curve position. We also can specify maximum and minimum for our curve. So right here we can go ahead. We also have options to invert our curve if we want it. Again, all these options we can do with the curve options if you want to preserve your original. This is base. We have a circular curve that will produce nice circular arch applying. And instead other one, you can notice right here it's using geometric progression to add these circular curves on the end. Okay, we have it gain, and similar we have it down and up, so you can specify from your middle point right here. Okay, and the same point start end everything. So it's a different type of the curves. Okay, we have a curve specifically designed for the gammas, and on this case we have it right here accelerated progressions. So it's going when you start modifying, and again this is kind of help you to see which one you want to use for the gain, for the gamma, Gaussian type Gaussian. So progress, on this case we can actually decrease width vars and also increase decrease maximum. Okay, we have a type impulse as well. Okay, linear, which is just simple straight line going up and down. We have a noise, which is creating random. The interesting options about this right here, you have a variation that you can specify the seed, random seed for this. As well, you have options to increase details or decrease the slightly visible, but again details will provide you more options between. As well, you have options to increase or decrease scale for your randomness, and this is some ways it's used for when you create maybe noise generation for Perlin noise or other things. Okay, we have the stairs that we used before, in which apply the kind of step type increasing. And in this case, we have our threshold set up for our steps. We have how much smoothness we want to apply to our step, start end point, also amount of the step, and if we want to create linear or invert. And in some cases, it's kind of resemble quantizing on an image if you apply, for example, on coloring or lighting. We have a simple step, and this is just how much a step is smooth, and this is will resemble in some case for the gain, but only with a little bit better control on your top step, so you can kind of actually apply a little bit better in this way. But otherwise it will resemble in some case your gain control. As well, we can create just linear, so you don't have this progression going up. As well is invert option available. Okay, and we also have a wave that we used before. This is repeating parent going over the steps, which is we can specify what type of the shape we wanted. We have a variance of the A variance, so frequency variance. We also can shift our phases if we need it. Okay, let's go right there. Apply our minimum and maximum for phase. We also can increase frequency, so let's go this way. Modifying the random seed for ours, and also we have a different type of the waves. Right now it's a scene. We can go to rectangle. You can see it's sharper kind of edges. Okay, we also have a triangular type and bounce type. Okay, we also can randomize or make kind of more prediction, and as well we can invert our curve. Okay, so again, with curves, it's more start using and playing when you start creating filters, so they become a little bit more understandable in that case. Okay, thank you for watching this tutorial from Geekatplay Studio, and please remember, visit us on the web as www.geekatplay.com.